Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Thursday evening to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. Today we are in game 4 of the conference semifinals between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the LA Clippers. So last episode we beat the Los Angeles Clippers in Target Center in Minneapolis. So we won that 115-77. So we're leading this series 2-1. I will have all of the semifinals episodes in the links in the description if you guys have not checked it out already. And with that, we'll see you at tip-off. Alright, it is tip-off time at the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So the LA Clippers have won the tip-off. So Reggie Jackson loses the basketball. Karl Anthony Towns makes the steal for the T-Wolves. So it's now a 2-0 lead for Minnesota. So playoff-wise, Karl Anthony Towns impressive. 37.7 points per game and 96% in field goals. So that's something I like to see there. The Clippers, in fact, get that backcourt violation. So it is on the Minnesota Timberwolves account in today's episode. So the T-Wolves, they get 2 points in the paint there with D'Angelo Russell's layup. So they're going to pass this off to Reggie Jackson. So Jackson has possession of the ball. So Reggie Jackson drills in a 3 for the Los Angeles Clippers. So Anthony Edwards passes this one off to Malik Beasley and then to Karl Anthony Towns. So Karl Anthony Towns gets that in for 2, and it's now going to be 6-3. So Kawhi Leonard loses that basketball. Karl Anthony Towns makes the steal. He's going to drill a 3 from behind the arc, so that's going to count. So it's now 9-3. So the T-Wolves are tripling this lead over the Los Angeles Clippers. So Paul George, there's a foul there. He gets 2 points in. It's by Jared Vanderbilt. So Vanderbilt, it looks like, had a shooting foul. So Paul George gets that one in. So it's now 9-6. D'Angelo Russell passes this off to Karl Anthony Towns. So Karl Anthony Towns, there's a foul there. It's on Serge Ibaka. And it looks like he's going to get the first shot in. But the question is, will he get that second one in for the Timberwolves? The answer is yes. Alright, so I did take a small break there for a moment. So Paul George knocked down a 3. Karl Anthony Towns has possession of the basketball. He gets that one in. So it's now 18-9 here in Minneapolis. So they pass this court pretty deep there. So Kawhi Leonard loses that basketball. D'Angelo Russell passes it to Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns makes that dunk happen for the T-Wolves, and it's going to be a 20-9 lead. So Reggie Jackson loses that basketball. He picks it back up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Serge Ibaka, former Toronto Raptor, makes that dunk happen for Los Angeles. So Karl Anthony Towns, he gets that one in. So it's now 22-11. 15 points today for Karl Anthony Towns. 8 of them in the paint. So that's some difference to make there. I mean, they have been on top of their game. They've moved the chains all along, and they haven't just simply gave up. They know what they're doing. Second round has arose. They're like the 3rd seed, and Karl Anthony Towns makes another dunk for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So it's now 26-11, 19 points, 4 from mid-range. So that's a really good start for Towns, and the Clippers, in fact, do take a timeout. Okay, now DeMarcus Cousins, the former Sacramento Kings player, dunks that in. So it's now 28-15. Ricky Rubio passes it to D'Angelo Russell, passes this off to Rubio. And Rubio, there's a foul there. It's on Patrick Beverley. So Patrick Beverley gets this one in. Excuse me, Rubio actually gets this one in. My apologies there. Ricky Rubio, he has 2 points from 3 throws. So it's now 30-15. Marcus Cousins passes that off to Luke Kennard. Patrick Beverley just recently got traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And it's kind of odd because he got traded from the Los Angeles Clippers to the Memphis Grizzlies. and then to the Minnesota Timberwolves again. So we'll see you guys in the second quarter. All right, now it's 34-19. I decided to skip the first few seconds of the second quarter just to save time on my camera. And I like to make these like about 16-17 minutes long, the videos, so just keep that in mind. So Patrick Beverley passes it to Ivica Zubac, and Zubac actually gets that one in. So Beverley picks up that assist there, so it's now 38-21. So the T-Wolves are leading by 17. The Clippers are trying to make a comeback here. They want to add another game. They want to add another game of this postseason. I mean, the Clippers, they are a pretty competitive team. They are a competitive team, so they just want to step up their game a little bit. I mean, they did knock out the Dallas Mavericks 4-3 in the first round, so it makes sense that Malik Beasley is trying to step up for the team, even though Karl Anthony Towns is also doing it. I mean, he's the leading scorer right now. I mean, he's possessed a lot of 37-point games throughout this playoffs. I mean, that's really impressive to see. I mean, you don't see a lot of players out there like that. I mean, 1.1 assists, that's pretty common. So, 2:15 to go in this first half. Patrick Beverley and the Clippers take a timeout. Alright, so now Malik Beasley's going to pass it off to D'Angelo Russell, passing this off to Karl Anthony Towns. And Karl Anthony Towns, he's going to get that in for 2 points. So it's now 44-29. 21 points so far for Karl Anthony Towns. He is 9 for 9 in field goals. So that's something anticipating to see there. Kawhi Leonard passes that off to Reggie Jackson. So Reggie Jackson gets that one in. But he's going to get an extra point in. So 44-32. I may as well go in the paint there and score that for the Minnesota Timberwolves, featuring Karl Anthony Towns. 23 points tonight, 10 for 10 in field goals. Paul George, he's going to step back, pull it from mid-range. So that's not too bad to see there. I mean, field goals-wise, we've been on our game already. I mean, 20 for 20, that's an A+. That's what teams want to see. They don't want to see at least lower than 81, because that's, I mean, if you would get like 58 or 55, that would totally drop your field goal percentage. But that's just the average. This is just 2K. This is just simulation. But they got real athletes, the game looks so realistic. And Josh Okogie makes that dunk for Minnesota. We get our 50th point of the game. We're leading the Clippers by 11. So Kawhi Leonard loses a basketball there. Josh Okogie, he is going to get that in there for 2 points. And it's now a 13-point lead for the Minnesota T-Wolves. So Reggie Jackson has possession of the basketball, so he's trying to do that crossover fade, passing it to Serge Ibaka, and he gets that in there pretty safely there. There was no defenders whatsoever. I'm passing this off to Karl Anthony Towns. D'Angelo Russell will pick up that assist. Will pick up that assist there. My words are getting mixed up today, and Reggie Jackson has possession. He's going to drill a 3, and it looks like he will get that in there. So it's now 54-44. So Karl Anthony Towns shoots it in there for 2. And we'll see you guys in the second half. Alright, beginning of the third here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. D'Angelo Russell. We're going to do the floppy move there. So he's going to do a nice spin there. He gets that spin move in. So that's going to be 2 points. I don't know why I changed up my plays, but I'm more of a play caller when it comes to my Madden and football, which I will be bringing back the relocation franchises. I still will do them, but I just decided to take a long break from that. So I will probably return to that after Labor Day, so on Labor Day weekend, or probably after Labor Day. So that's something anticipating to see Now Kawhi Leonard passes this to Paul George. He's been drilling a lot of threes in this game. He's had at least 4, maybe 5 threes. So that's something to accomplish. I mean, Paul George is an all-around player. He can get them rebounds in time. He can get three-pointers within seconds of the possession of the basketball. So Reggie Jackson, there is a foul, and it is on Karl-Anthony Towns there. So Reggie Jackson, 11 points whatsoever. And Jackson actually gets that one in. So it's now 63-53. So the Clippers are taking a... They're coming back. They're trying to come back in this one. So Karl-Anthony Towns gets that one in. And we're going to take a 1-minute break. He's the scoring leader with 34. Paul George with 20 points in this one. So the Clippers have made 5 more three-pointers than the Timberwolves in this episode so far. So that's an interesting statistic to see. Kawhi Leonard picked up that ball there, but he didn't... Luckily, he didn't go backcourt, because if it would have been backcourt, one of his feet would have been out of bounds. So would have been the ball. So there's a foul there. It's on Kawhi Leonard. So Leonard, it was a shooting foul. So this means that we miss it. But Ivica Zubac passes this off to Terrence Mann. So Terrence Mann gets that one in the paint for 2 points. So Malik Beasley, he is going to pass this off to Ricky Rubio. And Rubio, he has possession, and he loses that basketball, but then DeMarcus Cousins passes this off to Patrick Beverley, and Luke Kennard gets that in for 2. Clippers might be coming back. We don't know for sure. We don't know if they're really going to score more points than us and win another game and force that game in a game 6. So that's something to see there. Ivica Zubac makes that dunk happen, so it's now 79-69. Passing this off to D'Angelo Russell, and I'm going to pass this off to Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm actually going to get the 81st point of the game, so he's going to get that in there, and we'll see you guys in the 4th. Alright, your State Farm assist of the game is coming right up. So D'Angelo Russell passes this one off to Josh Okogie. And Okogie actually tries to get that one in. He actually does score it in. So D'Angelo Russell does pick up that assist. So he's been leading on assists this whole time. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to the numbers quite yet. So Paul George knocks down a 3 for the Clippers. So it's now a 7-point lead for the T-Wolves. So the Clippers, they want to win this game. They want to come back probably in the 4th quarter. I mean, the T-Wolves have led for most of the game already. 42 points for KAT, 18 in the paint there. So he's going to get his 20th point in the paint now. So he has been the leader of this Minnesota Timberwolves team. And Karl-Anthony Towns gets fouled with only 3:28 to go in the 4th. Alright, so it's now 87-80. The T-Wolves leading by 7. Karl-Anthony Towns knocking this one from in front of the arc. So that's now an 89-80 lead. Paul George with that possession. And he has the ball. He's going to pass this to Serge Ibaka. It gets blocked. The Clippers still retain possession of the basketball. So I'm not sure what they're going to think about doing. But we're going to play some strategic defense here. They're going to pass it to Marcus Morris Sr. and then to Patrick Beverley. Passing this off to Kawhi Leonard, the LA native. Paul George drilling this one in from 3. So it's now 83-89. Russell has possession of the basketball, so he's going to knock this one down, and it's now going to be 92-83. So they're going to pass this off to Kawhi Leonard. So he's going to pass it to Serge Ibaka, gets that one in, so it's now 92-85. So the Clippers, they're 7 points behind us, so they make that steal. Kawhi Leonard passes this off to Paul George, which he has been playing a good game. So the Timberwolves are taking a timeout. Alright, Karl-Anthony Towns is your player of the game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I'll explain the numbers when I get to statistics. But now we got 1 minute and 47 seconds to go. I'm going to pass this to Anthony Edwards, who got drafted first overall. Paul George makes a monster dunk, so the Clippers might come back. I mean, we gotta think of our game plan more strategically. I mean, we gotta take this game pretty seriously. Edwards has possession. He's gonna knock down a three, and we're gonna double our lead to 6 points now. Triple our lead to 6 points. And Reggie Jackson made that nice spin there. He gets that one in. So it's now 95-91. D'Angelo Russell, 17 points. I mean, 13 assists for D'Angelo Russell. So he's off to a tremendous start. He could wind up having a double-double at least. So 97-91. Clippers trailing by 6. So the T-Wolves are winning. And I think the next game will be at Staples Center, I'm pretty sure. Karl-Anthony Towns passing this off to Edwards and then to Russell. Towns back to Russell. And they lose the basketball. So Paul George passes it to Serge Ibaka, makes that dunk happen. So it's now 97-93. I hope we don't, lose by a whole lot. I mean, we're not losing by a whole... We're winning by just a couple points, and the Clippers are taking that timeout. So the Clippers now have 100 points. So D'Angelo Russell, there's a foul there. It's on Paul George. All right, 14 seconds left in this game. Kennard drills a three, so it's now 103 to 108. So this game has been pretty close all along here. Patrick Beverley gets a foul, and we get to go to the free throw line. And we missed that one. So we're not going to go over statistics today just for the time being on my camera. So all I want to say is thanks for watching. I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns posted up 52 points. So Serge Ibaka drills a three. And there's going to be another foul. The T-Wolves have won game 4. And it will now be the final score. The Minnesota Timberwolves 110. The Los Angeles Clippers 106.